Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Green Goblin, Dr. Octopus, Venom, Carnage, and so many more. Wait, aren't you missing a bunch? Doesn't matter, we're doing the video anyway. Roll the intro. So I am missing quite a few important figures. Not that I don't have those characters in some capacity, but I did want to make this a classic comic Spider-Man showcase. So to just highlight the missing ones before someone goes crazy for them in the comments. I am missing a comic accurate Vulture, Mysterio, and Sandman. Those three have classic comic variants, which I sadly am not in possession of. I do have both of the MCU versions, but the comic ones I'm still missing. Sandman has a couple of versions, but sadly there isn't really a comic accurate figure out on the market right now. Two other classic villains that aren't here are Electro and Rhino as well. Electro's only non-live action version came out in 2014 and it's honestly really ugly, which is why I'm not getting it, and Rhino's only somewhat comic-like version is from the new Spidey and His Amazing Friends sub-theme. I haven't had the chance to pick that up yet, but I will get that in the future as well. But let's stop the foreplay now. Remember to smash that subscribe button if you enjoy and want to boost my serotonin, and let's get into it with both of our Spideys. For this showcase, I've gone with our classic Peter Parker Spider-Man and Miles Morales. They are the most iconic Spider-Man, but if you want to see some more, you can click the info card and find a dedicated Spider-Man showcase as well. This is of course the most recent version of the classic Spider-Man we got. The two versions before both had a fair number of flaws, and with this one they finally added arm printing. It's something that elevates this figure to a whole nother level, and if there wasn't so many great Spider-Man minifigs already, it would absolutely be one of the best. The addition of dual molded legs only supports that fact and goes against the trend of missing leg printing on Marvel figures. The head looks great too and captures the essence of the classic comic Spider-Man suit, which works great with the chest printing. My only complaint is that they printed it on a blue base. I think usually it works better, but they decided on red here. Thankfully, they went with black on Miles and the figure looks really good. We are missing leg printing, which I find ridiculous personally, but the torso does look great. The spider logo looks unique, and even though this is a rather simple design, it works perfectly here. I'm no fan of the back since I found the printing to be very weird, but the head looks great again, with the lenses being my personal highlight. The little shading inside gives it that extra detail that does put it above any other previous Miles figures. When it comes to the villains though, there are a few older versions that outperform the new ones by a landslide. Now, I said I'm missing some, but I think I have the definitive version of at least 5 of the characters here, and in almost every case, it's not the most recent version. With Green Goblin, for example, this is his figure from 2016, yet it's better than any other we've gotten before and since. He's got arm printing to begin with, which looks so great. Even without it, the figure's already great, but with it, it looks so much better. But because arm printing alone wasn't enough, you also got a pair of dual molded legs. It looks beautiful, and the decision to go with pink instead of purple for his clothes was a smart one too. The head and dual molded ear headpiece acts as a great top-off for this fantastic figure, and hey, he's the only Green Goblin with a pumpkin bomb, and it's glorious. Next up, we have another one of the, in my opinion, big 3 Spider-Man villains, Dr. Otto Octavius, aka Dr. Octopus, aka Doc Ock. This is his super classic comic version. In more recent sets he looks more like his Insomniac variant, and that's cool as well, but I adore his comic look. The one significant thing we're missing again though is leg printing. Previous versions had it, and I don't know why there's none here. I think dual molded legs would have worked very well too, but apparently we're just not getting that. The torso looks nice though, and even though his face makes him look a little young, it's good too. There isn't really a whole lot to say about the arms, they're decent, nothing above average, which fits the next figure, Venom. Finishing the trinity of our big Spider-Man villains, we have our main symbiote man. When it comes to his head, there isn't really anything to complain about. The eyes look great, and the mouth with the tongue does look menacing, as Venom should. Nothing to critique when it comes to the torso either. The logo looks sick and doesn't look too plain due to the eye printing underneath. The fact that it continues on the back is a big plus as well, but again, where's the leg printing? Give me anything, some veins, some more white details. Please, anything. But at least our second symbiote absolutely knocks it out of the park. I don't want to disrespect the new Carnage figures, they do look really good, but they can't compare to this original version from 2015. The only two colors being red and black make him so menacing, and the level of detail on this minifig is incredible. We have toe, leg, hip and arm printing. The black highlights are also way more detailed than on the newer versions and make him look way more impressive. The only teeny tiny downside is the pink mouth. It looks kinda odd, especially since it's just pink with no other color like Venom, but still one of the best Marvel figures ever. A figure that isn't quite as good, but still unique, is Scorpion. Probably one of the simplest minifigs there is, yet it matches its comic counterpart astonishingly well. Once again, we are missing leg printing, which does piss me off, but again, it's not all that detail anyways. The torso just consists of black stripes with some ab printing, and that same stripe pattern continues onto the head too. To be fair, the face looks a bit weird and would probably need differently colored goggles. The figure's eye catch of course though is the stinger. It's actually got the stripes engraved instead of only printed on, and the only real downside is that it can't move at all. He's much more of a display piece than a really functional play piece. Another minifigure that could use an improvement is Kraven. While his pants look absolutely stellar and both his zebra belt and line jacket are great, this figure suffered so much from its face. Talking about all the positives though for a second, I already mentioned all the fantastic printing, but the fur color looks great as well, and we have some back printing too. The face though looks like one of an old man instead of a fierce hunter. It was originally used for Vincent D'Onofrio's character in Jurassic World, and he doesn't look anything like Kraven. And since that was a penultimate figure, let's get to the grand finale, one of the figures of all time, Dr. Michael Morbius. Look, this figure's funny as fuck to me. I think the outfit actually does look really cool, and only the missing leg printing and the printed skin is what subtracts from this figure for me. I love the color scheme of red, black and white, and it's nice that we have some back printing as well. Personally, I'd have gone with Sirius Black's hair, but the Albert Einstein hair works too, I guess. My only real complaints are, as previously mentioned, the fact that we are still missing leg printing and that the printed skin on his chest doesn't match his head. It's a problem LEGO can't seem to shake, and we'll probably have to deal with it until the end of time. Anyways, maybe a bit of an abrupt end, but that's most of my videos honestly. As always, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and until next time, goodbye.